and focus on our quadriceps today. So jump up, place that to the side. We're going to start off by placing your hands onto your hips and just kicking your legs back. Just have a feel for how much movement you're doing side to side. So hands on the hips. Are you moving your shoulders side to side, or is your core completely locked in with your heel hitting up to your bum? This is an idea of lateral movement during running. Real key one to know. Okay, guys. So we do a couple of check-ins as well. The first check-in we do is on our quadriceps, and a bit later on we have a second check-in that we focus on another area. So we're going to come down to the ground before we just jump up. All I want you to do is to place your bum forwards, so you've got a 90-degree bend in your knees. Place your hands across your shoulders and move back until you feel the front of the legs start to tighten. Have a little feel of where that is. We call it a reverse Nordic. And then relax your shoulders. Stand up for me and let's get moving. So we're going to start off by kicking your leg out with a heel flip. You can use a wall or a chair here. And all you're going to do is kick your leg forwards and heel flick back like so. So kicking your leg forwards and heel flick back. Keep that going. Nice and controlled, nice and tall with your core. Well done. Good stuff. An easy exercise to do anywhere in the world. And changing sides. Lovely. Also a good one just to lengthen out the hamstrings in front of the body. But today, as we get some movements in the front of the quad, we look to bend, flex at the knee, because that muscle goes over the knee. So by flexing at the knee, it's at its maximum stretch. And because we're doing it dynamically, we're filling it with oxygen and blood, basically, to make sure that it's functioning for some of the static stretches we do later. We hold. Okay, guys, fantastic stuff. We're going to bring your leg up. Now, for this, it's a little bit of balance. So you're going to focus on lifting, once again, bending at the knee and pulling the knee to your chest. The taller you stand, the more of a stretch you'll get. You're going to hold that for 3 seconds, drop it down, same side, repeat. If you need to, use a chair or a wall for stability. You can tie it into a proprioception drill and take your hand away from the wall chair, but it does make it a bit more challenging. The goal here is the light stretch just at the back of your leg, on the top of the hamstrings that work alongside the quads for full function. Last one on this side. 1, 2, 3. Change sides. Bring that one up. Good. And holding that position. And down. Guys, doing great. Fantastic. Holding it close to your chest. 2 more. And last one. Good work, guys. Really good stuff. We move these out of the way. Okay, so next up we head down towards the ground. Ideally, you've got a mat here, or if you don't have a mat, having any problems with the knees at the moment, you can put a small cushion underneath your knee. We're going to drive one leg forwards, and that's going to be about 90 degrees. The back leg is going to be slightly behind the hips. From this motion, you place your hands on your hips and you slowly move forwards and back. So by tracking that knee forwards, the back leg's quad, or at least the top of the quad, should feel a stretch. So the stretch we're looking for is here, and it is a light stretch at this stage. Dynamic level 1, we call this. Fantastic. As we get into level 3, we'll need a chair or a small step, something similar to a chair. 2 more on this side. Good. Do you feel anything through the knee? Remember, you can put a cushion under that knee itself. Changing sides, you bring the other leg forwards, once again, starting with a 90-degree angle. Their hands are on the hips, and they're just making sure that the upper body isn't leaning forwards, isn't pulling back, because that's take away from this stretch. Okay, pushing that knee forwards, tracking forwards and back. So why the quadriceps with running? Well, the quads take a lot of the impact of running downhill of overstriding if we're fatigued or tighten the hamstrings. And therefore, they get shorter and shorter, especially with endurance running. And as a result, a lot of pressure can come at the points in which they attach to the bone, around the knee, around the hip. And I know that a lot of runners get concerned about the knees because of thoughts it could be something a little bit worse, tumor, cartilage, etc., and so forth. And most of the time, with an increased training load, it is the quadriceps being tight. Relax there, guys. Great work. So that check-in we did at the beginning, we placed our feet behind us, hips were forwards, hands were across our body. It's called reverse Nordics. Now today we go lighter and further, or shorter distance and further than we did on our check-in. So you place your hands on your shoulders and you just slightly come forwards and back on this motion. Forwards and back. Now the goal here is to squeeze in your glutes, power your hips forwards, and just get a light bit of motion into the fronts of your quads. If you can, you feel okay, move slightly further back and you feel a gentle stretch on the front of the legs. If it's beyond gentle, then just reduce the range of movement that you're moving back. Nice. Keep that going. 3 more as you start to progress that range of movement, keeping the hips forwards. 2 more. And last one. Fantastic work, guys. Okay, lying down onto your front here, we go into a tantrum-based movement. So for this, it's a dynamic stretch. It's really important that you relax your head and your shoulders down. Otherwise, the tension can come into the back. We take our tantrums, where you have your hands in front or your hands behind, as I prefer. Focusing on your knees being together and your heels coming right up to the bum. Good work, guys. Fantastic stuff. From here, you're going to hold both feet and we're going to go into a skydiving pose. Now, from here, your heels are coming to your bum, your head is still relaxed, and we're going to gradually lift our knees and then our head off the floor, still facing down with your eyes. The further you bring your knees off the floor, the greater the stretch you feel in your quads. Relax down. If you feel too much pinching in the back, don't go beyond that motion. 1 more of these. Lifting the knees up, the head up. Feel that stretch. If you feel the back pinching, just relax the head down and focus on the knees being lifted up above the floor. 2, 1, relax. Very good. Just kick out those legs for one final time into the tantrum-based movement. Lovely stuff. Okay, some of the final quad stretches we have next. We're going to come onto our side. We're going to start off with a controlled position here by bringing the bottom leg, the leg that's close to the floor, up to a 90-degree angle just by your hips. So the back leg is also going to come up for a moment and you're going to hold the laces section of your foot, the section that would normally have laces if you're wearing shoes. You're going to pull that back so it's in line with your body. And you're just going to relax it there in a quad-based stretch. You should feel a light stretch through your quads, especially if they're tighter or tighter at the start today. Fantastic. Shake that out. Bring that same leg back up, holding the ankle, pull it back down, but this time squeeze in your bum muscles, your glutes, and just feel the front of that quad getting a greater stretch. So the range of movement hasn't changed, but you've just added that technical point. One of our favorite stretches more recently in mobility, this one. Great feedback on this. Okay, and for the final time, we just track the range of movement back further. So you bring that leg back up, you bring the knee back, you squeeze in the glutes, but you also just track that knee a bit further back without moving towards the ceiling. And you can feel that stretch even more through the front of your quad. A great release here of the quads with these easy to follow exercises. Keep the head relaxed onto the ground, or at least onto your arm underneath your head, just for a good line of stability through the spine. Slowly shake that out. We move to the other side, and we just make sure we start off with that positioning of the arm, so you can relax your head. I normally go on the inside of the elbow. The bottom leg comes up forwards. We try not to roll our hips around so they're facing the ceiling. The hips are in line and they're facing towards the screen. Lift the other leg up, the leg from the top, and pull that back so it's in line with the body and the knees are low, not facing up towards the ceiling. Good work, live team, really good stuff. Lovely, take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. Okay, as we lift that next knee up, hold the laces, we're going to pull that back down and squeeze in your glute muscles. Updates today, so some fantastic results this week in terms of progressions, people working through and hitting MP for their marathon training. Things outside of running, we had Ollie getting 10 out of 10 in his spellings. I have to do a mention for that one, Ollie, keep putting the practice into those. With anything in running outside of running, the more you work at, the greater the results. I know Ollie does mobility every week with his mum Cat. We're lifting that leg up, we go back down, we squeeze in the glutes, and we pull the knee a bit further back. So great to have that update as well. But in terms of some of the training aspects as well, people getting stronger on hills. So great work there. We have faster times coming through. We have people that have just got past chest infections or concerns as well by adapting their training. And guys, with your training, relax that leg, shake it out. With your training, if you have a problem or challenge, speak to your coach. It's more likely they've dealt with that in the past and they can give you the support and the direction to go with. Okay, we're going to slowly come up onto your feet or onto your knees now. Sorry. And if you have a chair or a small step nearby, grab that, place it to the side. That is our level 3. We go back to that position we started with a level 1 earlier by bringing one leg up. We had the hands on the hips before. We're leaning forwards. Just make sure that leg in front, the heel is underneath the knee. You can increase this stretch by bringing your foot onto a step or a small chair. Place your hands forwards by the front foot. Place that leg back and the toes just on the chair. By doing that, you get a greater stretch through your quad, so the leg at the back. You can then once again push forwards as the knee tracks towards the toes beyond, and you can feel that stretch deeper at the top of your hips. If when running up hills, you train with me and I've said, right, squeeze in your glutes, stay tall. What that does, it does this exact movement. It moves your quads forwards, your bum forwards, and it puts a bit of tension sometimes in this area of your quad. So by holding this stretch, you can release that going into the weekend. Okay, guys, let's get out of this. You place your hands forwards. You bring your leg off the chair, and we change over. The other foot comes up, keeping the hands forwards. We lower that back leg until the feet are onto the chair. Once again, this is an advanced stretch. You can start off with just placing your leg forwards, or you can even look to hold the leg, which we'll come to in a moment. So from this position, toes are there, lean forwards. If you can't feel this stretch, bring the other foot a bit further forwards and track that knee into it. The leg behind should be behind your glutes, and your glutes should be squeezing as you push your hips forwards. Upper body is tall, don't lean forwards. Upper body is directly upright. Okay, good work, team. Lovely. You can add a greater stretch by bringing that heel towards your bum, but it is quite a deep level 3 stretch that we're looking to progress onto in future weeks. You can test out today, the next few seconds if you like. Guys, great stuff. Okay. Lovely work. So we're going to go back to that check-in for the quads. We're going to hands across your body, knees together there, feet back, and just see how the quads are feeling as we move them back. That's the greatest reverse Nordic I think I've ever done. I'm really happy with that. That feels great. So that's our quads mobilized today. Great work on getting involved there.